everyone, welcome to today's video. So I made a batch of soap and it turned out not working out as well as I had hoped. So I shredded it up with my cheese grater and I'm going to show you a second way to rebatch your soap. Basically rebatching is taking it, breaking it down, and making a new batch of soap out of it. Now you can do this in a microwave, but some people may not know if they have an all-natural soap like I have here. So do not do that in a microwave if you don't know what kind of soap you have on hand, because some of them have metal particles inside of them and they will destroy your microwave. So I'm going to show you this method first. So I've got just a little bit of water simmering in there, and I'm just going to start taking my soap shreds and putting them right there in the water. Now you only want just a very, very little bit of water in there because it's only just going to dissolve. So the soap melt it just a little bit. It won't be a perfect melting process, but it will get you fairly close. And from there, you don't want to overheat it or make it too hot, or else it will volcano and bubble over, which it might be trying to do a little bit. So keep that in mind. So I'm going to go ahead and start melting this down, and I'll be back as soon as I get this part done. Alright, so I got it all melted down, and as you can tell, it's really kind of pasty looking. That is normal. Again, because this is a rebatch, it's not going to look as perfect or as smooth as the other batches of soap are, but that is okay. That's fine. This is still going to set up, it's still going to be soap, and it will be usable. Now this is kind of a hot process method. I'm going to go ahead and start scooping this into my soap molds, and I'll show you after I get it all done. Alright, so I wasn't able to do it one-handed, so I had to use both my hands to pack this down into the soap molds. But now I've got the soap ready to go. It is kind of tacky, kind of doughy, so this is going to need to set up for a little while. Now all the water that you put in there, it's going to need to come back out, so this is going to need to cure still. So after it's hard enough to unmold safely, which it's still like really doughy, then I'll unmold these. Now, if you wanted to, you can take this method and use it for just about any kind of soap shreds, ends, things, bits and pieces that you want to reuse and make something new out of it, so you don't have to waste. Wasting is not something that we should be doing. I don't think it's right. So use what you've got. I mean, there's amazing things that you can do with this. Now, while this is on the stove doing this method, you can add different fragrance oils, essential oils to rescent your batch however you like to. So you have that as an option as well. Now, I hope that this does help you in figuring out what to do with your soap shreds, your soap ends, shards, bits and pieces that you would normally throw away. It's all reusable. You don't have to toss it out just because it's a pain to use. So you can do something good with it. So this will be unmolded as soon as it's solid enough, and I'll show you that in a bit. Alright, so I just finished the rebatch and unmolded these because they were solid enough that I could do that. Now you can see these have a rough texture, so they're kind of their own kind of cool thing, which is kind of nice about these. Here's another one that I did, and it's got its own texture. One of the pieces did not quite melt all the way, so I've got a little bit of splash of color going through there. These are some of the end pieces that didn't quite fill up a whole mold, but they're still all usable anyway. Now this is a rebatch I did where this is a whole new brand new piece of soap, where I took some of the soap curls and actually made some coloring confetti with that. Now if you look on the ends here, you'll see that it's more like crystals, so it's almost like it's been frosted like with snowflakes and stuff. It's kind of cool. But that's one of the things that happens when soap solidifies and gets hard, is that becomes a new solid kind of a soap bar. Now because soap is soap and science is science, and this is really chemistry, things can go wrong, so there's lots of reasons why you might rebatch. Like for instance, this soap was actually supposed to be a red and yellow, and that's not what happened. So on the back, it actually turned into like a really dark green and then a weird yellowish lime green or something, but it changed color about halfway through the batch. Now I'm not sure why it did that, but that's not what I wanted it to be. This is more like a purple color and yellow. So for reasons like that, you might want to rebatch. There's nothing wrong with this soap really, it's just not what I wanted it to look like or how I wanted it to be. But I hope this gives you some ideas that just because you have something that you normally throw away doesn't mean you have to. So you can reuse it and make something beautiful, like brand new, make a new soap batch and then add in your soap shards and make some scrap soaps out of it, and they turn out just beautiful and shiny and new. Or you can just rebatch them like I did here, where I washed all the soap shards off really, really well and let them dry before I put them into this rebatch. And again, this is going to make some great soap. I'm going to use this at my horse barn because, again, it's kind of all roughed up anyway, and it's usable. There's nothing wrong with it. Anyway, I hope this gives you ideas on things you can do for your next rebatching, and come back for more videos later on. Bye now.